Namaste. Indian mythology is a vast and interesting subject, replete with vibrant anecdotes, colorful characters, and symbolic imagery. Although often associated with Hinduism, these myths actually represent the whole of India, its history, philosophy, and cultural traditions. And these myths are reflected in all art forms, visual and performing, folk and classical. If we look at the very early mention of the gods in our myths, they were the gods associated with nature. Indra, who wielded the thunder, then Varun, the god of the seas, Pavan, the god of the winds, then Agni, or fire. But later, with time, evolved the three divine gods, the Trinity representing creation, preservation, and destruction, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar. And with them were their consorts, Tridevi, Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Parvati. Then again, there was the concept of Shakti, the all-empowered feminine deity. And again, another tradition is there in which the Almighty is looked on as beyond form, but again imagined in various forms to help us to assimilate the traditions. We will begin with Vishnu. The word Vishnu means literally he who pervades. He who pervades the universe. Vishnu is imagined as lying or sleeping on Anantanaga with his wife Lakshmi beside him. If we think of the image of Vishnu, he is dark in complexion, blue or black, and he has 4 hands. In each of the hands, he holds a symbolic weapon or an instrument. He has the conch shell on his left hand, left upper arm. Then in the right upper hand, he has the chakra or the discus. The shankha is called Panchajanya, the chakra Sudarshan. And he has the mace or the gada in his lower arm, and again the lotus in the other lower arm. These 4 again symbolize important images. The conch shell, with its spiraling structure, symbolizes the spiral of existence. Chakra is wielded to destroy evil. Gada or the mace is a symbol of authority, and lotus of serenity and transcendence. Let us look into the Vishnu mantra. Shanta Karam, he who is the reason of all peace. Bhujaga Shayanam, lying on the serpent. Padmanabham, from his navel emerged a lotus on which Brahma was born. Suresham, he was the god of all gods. Vishwadharam, he who holds the universe, encompasses the universe. Gagana Sadrisham, as expansive as the skies. Meghavaranam, as dark as the clouds. Shubhangam, who is auspicious. Lakshmi Kantam, the husband of Lakshmi. Kamala Nayanam, his eyes are as beautiful as the lotus. And he enters into the meditation of all who pray to him, of the yogis. Vande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam. Praise be to you, O Vishnu, who takes away all the fears of this world and who is the Lord of the entire universe. Although Vishnu is reclining serenely on the serpent, he wakes up and comes into action when evil starts pervading the universe. In fact, he says that whenever righteousness is in peril and the good are being persecuted, I take on a form and come onto this world to save the good and to destroy wickedness. And so he takes on incarnations, or he comes down as avatars. Although there are many incarnations, but 10 of them are the most celebrated ones. The first is Matsya, the fish. And this Matsya avatar appeared in Satya Yoga. Satya Yoga, which is the first aeon amongst the 4 represented in Hindu cosmology. When King Manu went to do the water rituals or tarpan, then a little fish appeared before him and asked for protection. Manu took the fish and kept him in a receptacle. But the fish began to grow and reached gigantic dimensions. Manu realized that this was no ordinary fish, but the great Lord Vishnu, and released the fish into the ocean. Vishnu predicted the ensuing floods and said that he would protect mankind and all knowledge. So the first avatar is Matsya avatar, or the fish. The second avatar is Kurma, the tortoise. When Samudra Manthan took place, or the churning of the ocean, at that time the gods and the demons, they were churning the ocean in order to get the nectar that was there lying at the bottom of the ocean. And so they took the serpent Vasuki as the rope and the Mount Mandar as the staff. And as the churning was going on, the earth couldn't bear it anymore and started to gradually sink. Then Lord Vishnu took on the form of a tortoise, or Kurma, Kachap, and bore the earth on its back and saved it. The third incarnation is the Boar, Varaha avatar. The mighty demon Hiranyaksh abducted the earth and took away the earth to the nether regions. The Lord appeared in the form of Varaha, or the boar, and in a fight that went on for 1,000 years, he finally defeated Hiranyaksh and carrying the earth on its tusk brought it back to its position. Now Hiranyaksha's brother, Hiranyakashipu, couldn't forgive the Lord for this act, and he looked on Vishnu as his arch enemy. He started persecuting everybody who prayed to Vishnu, including his own son Prahlad. One day he said, I want to destroy this Vishnu. Tell me, Prahlad, where is your Lord? And Prahlad said, wherever you want to find him, you will see him. Now, Hiranyakashipu was so confident because he had got a boon from the gods that no man or beast, neither during day nor during night, neither on the earth nor in the skies, would be able to kill him. Now, answering Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu said, I want to see your Lord in this pillar. And kicking the pillar with all his might, he broke it. As the pillar started crumbling, there was dust all around, and so it was neither day nor night. And the Lord appeared in the form of Narasimha, half man, half lion, which was neither man nor beast. And taking Hiranyakashipu, put him onto his lap, which was neither the earth nor the skies, and tore his entrails apart and so killed him. This is the famous story of Narasimha or Nrisingha avatar. These 4 avatars all belong to Satya Yuga. Now we come to the second aeon of Hindu cosmology, which is the Treta Yuga. And the first avatar is Vaman. Vaman or the Dwarf. Now Prahlad's grandson, Bali, was a great king, and he used to perform lots of religious sacrifices and give donations to all who asked of him. But he was very proud and he was becoming tyrannical as his power was increasing. So the Lord came as a little dwarf to one of his sacrifices and asked for 3 paces where he could keep 3 steps of his feet. Bali granted that, and immediately the little dwarf took on gigantic dimensions, Trivikram. He placed 1 foot on the earth, 1 on the heavens, and where would he keep the 3rd foot? Bali offered his head, realizing that it was Vishnu, and keeping his foot on the head of Bali, he pushed him into the nether regions. The 6th avatar is Parashuram. Parashu means an axe. Now Parashuram was of Brahmin and Kshatriya descent. His father Jamadagni was a Brahmin and his mother Renuka was a Kshatriya. So he represented the actions and philosophy of both the castes. Now, one day, a king came to the ashram of Jamadagni. He was Trivayatra Arjun, and he came with all his followers, and Jamadagni, Parashuram's father, entertained him with delicacies made from the milk of the divine cow Kamadhenu. The king was so happy that he wanted the cow, but Jamadagni declined to give it. So the king destroyed Jamadagni's hermitage and took away the cow. In retaliation, Parashuram went to the king's palace, destroyed the palace and killed the king. Again, the king's sons came and killed Parashuram's father, Jamadagni. After this took place, Parashuram vowed that he would cleanse the earth of all Kshatriyas 21 times. And for his weapon, he had the axe or the Parashu, which was given to him by Shiva. Cleansing the earth 21 times, he also killed his mother, who was a Kshatriya. Realizing his folly or his sin, he started meditating. And it is said that he was granted a boon of becoming an immortal, and so his meditations are still on at the Mahendragiri. The seventh avatar is the very famous and popular Ram avatar, born as the mighty prince of Ayodhya, with Dasharath as his father and Kaushalya as his mother. He was in every way an ideal man, an ideal prince. Now, on the day of his coronation, he went into exile because his stepmother said that his father had made a promise, and in order to keep the promise, Ram would have to go into exile for 14 years. So taking his young wife and brother Lakshman, who wanted to actually accompany him, he went into the forest where his wife was abducted by the great demon king Ravan of Lanka. Ram fought with the demon against all odds, because here he was a forest dweller in exile with only animals to help him. And there was King Ravan, the powerful leader, the powerful warrior. But finally he won and killed Ravan, because Ravan, though a very learned person and a great king, was at the same time very tyrannical. His position of authority had made him into a demon, and so he killed Ravan and cleansed the earth. Regarding the eighth avatar, there is some controversy. Some claim that Balaram or Sankarshan is the eighth avatar. Balaram is the elder brother of Krishna, and he was a great warrior and a statesman, but again an agriculturist. And he had as his weapon the plough, and using the plough he made canals and brought the waters of the Yamuna into the arid regions around the area, and thereby helped in the growing of crops. But again, many scholars say that Balaram is actually not an avatar of Vishnu, but of Shesh Nag. And they say that the eighth avatar is Krishna. Now, to Vaishnavites, Krishna is above being an avatar. He is the Supreme Lord himself. And they say that all the avatars are only various manifestations of Krishna. But as some people do say that he is the eighth avatar, we will think of Krishna, the flute player, who is at once a wonderful musician, a very attractive lover, a great politician, a mighty warrior, and a diplomat. The ninth avatar is Buddha. Buddha, who again comes at a time when, in fact, during the Dwapar Yuga, or the third aeon of Hindu cosmology, we have Balaram and Krishna. And then in the Kali Yuga, we have Buddha, the final aeon of Hindu cosmology. And Buddha represents sainthood, born into a royal family, having as his father the powerful king Suddhodana. He was protected by his parents from all dangers of life and all tribulations because there was a prediction that he would leave his kingdom and become a saint. But finally, he did leave his parents, his kingdom, his young wife Yashodhara, and little infant son Rahul, and became a saint. He dedicated himself to praying and to realizing the true essence of life, and thereby he was enlightened. He taught the people regarding the fallacies of many of the customs that had come into Hindu religious offerings. And he said that true knowledge and true worship is that which comes from the heart. And the 10th avatar we have, or I will not say that we have because he has not come as yet. He is Kalki, as some people say, of tomorrow, Kalki. And he will be a great warrior riding a white horse, holding a sword, which will flash like a comet. And with immense speed, he will come and destroy all the evil of this world. He will come at a time when maliciousness finds its full bloom, and he will cleanse the world and again return the world to the Satya Yuga. These are the 10 avatars of Vishnu. If you notice that they also represent the gradual evolution of living beings. First from the fish, Matsya, then the amphibian, the tortoise, then the animals, the boar and the lion. Then coming to humans, the little dwarf, then the axeman, then Ram who holds the bow and the arrow, then the agriculturist, Balaram. Then we have Buddha who meditates, and finally, for the entire cleansing of this universe, you need a comet-like figure. You need a powerful Superman who is going to be Kalki. So these are the 10 incarnations of Vishnu. And although he lies calmly on Anantanag, and as our scriptures say, that while lying, he dreams the universe into existence, he does descend onto the earth and he establishes righteousness whenever wickedness prevails on this earth. So we have Vishnu, and you might be wondering why I left out Krishna, because Krishna is, as I said, above being an avatar. He is the Supreme Lord himself on this earth. In the next module, we will study the great god Shiva, who is again very powerful in Indian mythology and philosophy. Thank you. Namaskar.